Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? It's your girl here, Nia Leah. Welcome to the channel. So, yes, it's been a minute since I did a reaction. I normally do reaction to K-pop videos, but I had to stop. The last one I made, I don't know how long it was. I was talking about the K-pop that Megan Thee Stallion and two other people had created. Um, I stopped doing it, and I'm gonna give you information as to why I kind of slowed down on doing reaction videos to K-pop. Now, before I get into that, I do want to talk about how Tyla will receive global support from Hype, and there's articles on it. Yes, she's gonna be working with Hype. So it says the joint effort aims to amplify African artists and build a long-term creative pathways across the U.S., Asia, and the world. You know, I'm proud of Tyler. Nobody can make me hate her. I know a lot of people don't like her. I've kind of talked about the colorism thing on my other channel, which is MJ's Nia. I'll put a link down below. But I like my girl Tyler. I do. She makes some good music. She know how to dance. I just love her style. She reminds me of Rihanna because, love me some Rihanna too. She's not here at the moment. Rihanna's living her best life with her family. But I'm happy that we have Tyler. Like, I really do. Some people, however, did not like this. I was reading. I think it was black people. Um, it says the black Americans are about to cry because this girl is getting even bigger from here. Um, yeah, there was there's some talk. There's some talk going on about her. Some people are saying right here, no, wasn't this what ruined New Jeans? Not against Tyler or African music, but Hype. Relax, bro. I don't know why this is not reading as good as new. Okay, I'm gonna read it again. I don't know why this is not reading as good new to me. African music is free music, and Hype is not. She said hype. I'm trying to read her paragraph here, her sentence, but it's hurting. I'm hurting. I'm hurting y'all. It's not for that. So sorry, I don't support. Somebody said something fishy is about to go down. We're about to know Hollywood. Yeah. So some people are not happy about this. He's expanding in African music. He has the global girl group Cat's Eye. JYP is another Korean label. He has the girl set as a global girl group. There's also another girl group as well. I didn't know this, but XG is supposed to be one, but they're J-pop, but they're based out of South Korea. These other two groups I mentioned, they're based out of Hybe America and JYP America. There's a reason for this. We're gonna have a really long discussion about this, and I kind of been talking about this for a long time on this channel with my reactions. I don't know if you're new to this, you're new to my channel, but I have done reaction videos on K-pop. And I also discuss the history and what's been going on with K-pop itself. It's a lot of things going on. It's a lot of changes going on in the music industry. And if you're a young person, a lot of young people, when they come to my channel, they don't quite understand it. But the older ones, they know what's going on. So we're gonna kind of talk about it. I'm gonna use K-pop Demon Hunters. I like K-pop Demon Hunters, so I want to use them as an example, right? So let's discuss K-pop Demon Hunters first. K-pop Demon Hunter, right? We got the Hundreds and we got the Soldier Boys. I mean, they broke records. This I don't even know where to begin. It says fictional K-pop bands beat BTS and Blackpink in the U.S. charts. Let that sink in. So this is the Soldier Boys. It says the Soldier Boys from the Netflix animated movie K-pop Demon Hunters surpassed BTS to become the highest charting K-pop boy band on the U.S. Spotify charts in July 2025 with their song Your Idol, dethroning Dynamite and becoming a viral music phenomenon. Their success highlights the power of digital platforms and fictional media creating real-world chart impact. Very huge. Like I said, I like the movie, like everything. Okay? Keep in mind, K-pop Demon Hunters is made by Netflix and Sony. Sony from America, not from over there in Asia, from America. Sony has multiple companies. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind. You're going to hear America and Canada a lot. Keep that in mind. So I started digging because I wanted to know just a little bit more about them, right? So if you guys do not know, The Huntrix has a lot of awards up. They broke records. Uh, they broke records on the Billboard. The group also became the highest charting K-pop girl group on the U.S. Spotify, surpassing Blackpink. And they also said that they're their only girl group, to be up there since Destiny Child. Right here, K-pop Demon Hunters fictional girl group just broke a Destiny Child's record. um broke a Destiny Child's record. Because Destiny Child was the only girl group. I did not know this. I thought, to be honest with you, how the way y'all root, how your way y'all hoop and holler about these girl groups out here, y'all made it seem like, Blackpink was that girl group. But we're gonna talk about them later on at the end, because I have been discussing them a little bit inside of my videos. We're gonna discuss a little bit about them and their performance later on, and as to why this group K-pop Demon Hunters did so well. I mean, they had powerful, powerful people behind them. They had Sony and Netflix, powerful people. But I'm not gonna sit here and lie. The movie was good. The music was good, and these artists, these people can sing. Now, look at these awards that K-pop Demon Hunters are nominated: Golden Globe, Critics' Choice of Movie Award, New York, um, AI down here, it even goes into further. They have multiple Grammy nominations. There was a talk about this. A lot of people were upset because they were like, well, this is a fictional K-pop group. Why isn't any other K-pop groups been nominated this? Well, BTS was nominated for Grammys. They never won. I like BTS too as well. Like I said, I like K-pop. But we're gonna have a discussion about it. We're gonna have a real discussion. So fair warning, okay? I'm just letting people know we're gonna have a real discussion about what's going on with K-pop, because this kind of opened my eyes, and it started opening a lot of other people's eyes that K-pop demon hunters or fictional characters can really win Grammys and Oscars. Like they even now, I think they're nominated for Oscars as well. So, Song of the Year, Best Pop Duo Group Performance, Best Song Written for Visual Media, Best Remix Recording, Best Complication Soundtrack for Visual Media. This is the Grammy nominations. No K-pop, but it is K-pop Demon. Yes, I was right. So, Academy Awards, Oscars, they're eligible for Best Animated Feature Film. Could also be shortlisted for Best Original Song. Astro Awards nominated for. I mean, it's just crazy, crazy to me. But I was like, you know what? These girls, they deserve it. We're gonna talk about the Huntress first. So we have these lovely women. I don't know how to pronounce their name, so I'm gonna say Shu. So Sho was Rumi leader. Mei Hong was Mira. Um, I think Young. I'm gonna just say the name in the middle. Young was Zoe the rapper. So I started doing some digging on these girls. I want to know a little bit more about them. Mei Young is a South Korean American model. Yeah, she works over here in America. She has some movies and shows that's over here. I was like, okay, interesting. I like that. Okay. Her education was Rhode Island School of Design. But they said her nationality is American, Korean, South Korean. I said, okay, all right. So we go over to Shu. Um, I was shocked. I thought all of them were out of South Korea, but I found out Lim Shu, she's an actress, single model, and voice actress. She is an American. She was born and raised over here too as well in Texas. They have a little bit more information on her. I was like very, very interesting. She is an American actress. So I was right. All of them were born and raised over here in America. Now, I believe she's the youngest. She's 26. I believe 26, around her late 20s. I don't know if it is Arden Shoe. She's 40 years old. May Young is 37. Very interesting. And one of them were discussing how it was very hard for them to make it over here in American music industry, because I mean over here in the entertainment industry in America. She talks about her career trajectory has focused more on Western acting roles, with a music career on the side as an independent artist, not a K-pop idol signed to a Korean entertainment label. She talks about the struggles that she had over here. She talked about the rejections throughout her acting and music career, but the narrative seems centered on general industry struggle as an Asian American woman and a personal feeling about not meeting the typical ideal archetype rather than a specific, widely reported incident of being turned down by a major K-pop label. So let's play her video a little bit.
A dream come true.
But it almost never happened because you'd quit.
I had, it's so interesting because I had a show called Partner Track, and that was like, it was like my baby, my first show as a one on Netflix, my first time being a lead of a series, and I think I had given so much of myself, and that show felt like it was just the beginning. It felt like season one was just laying the groundwork, and there was so much more to be told. But to have such a abrupt, quick ending felt like just immense heartbreak. And I hit a point in my career where I just thought, you know what? I think that's it for me. I didn't think I could take it anymore. The disappointment, the failure, the feeling of almost like hopelessness. And with Partner Track, there was a moment that I thought, oh, this is my chance. It's me on the poster. This is my chance to hopefully show young Asian American women that we can be the main character, that we can be the lead of our stories. And again, when it was canceled, I thought, oh, I failed, or it's just never going to happen. And I had taken about over a year traveling, doing things I'd always kind of wanted to try. And again, no auditions, nothing. And my agent, who sort of refused to quit or refused to leave, Jennifer, would send me some emails here and there of, hey, what about this? And usually it would be like, no, I'm okay. I'm done. But then she would send me certain things when it was a Korean writer or a Korean director or an Asian writer. And I have such a soft spot for, I guess, wanting to work with people who I feel like might relate with me and like understand that journey. And so I remember with K-pop Demon Hunters, the first thing I saw was Maggie Kang's name, and her last name is Kang. My mom is a Kangshi, so Kangshi means she's a Kang. So I'm a Kang, even though my name is Arden Cho. My like mom side of the family, we're all Kangs. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, she's Korean. And everyone I know who's a Kang is very strong and very hardworking. And, that made me really excited. And so I feel like from then I just knew if a Korean woman is writing the story and telling the story, she's going to tell our story. It kind of sucks to say this, but anytime there's an Asian-led project, people feel like it's a risk or that it's a chance. And, I know that the creatives behind this project too were sometimes facing an uphill battle. And as often we all are. But sometimes the result or the fruit is even more beautiful from it.
And it definitely has paid off. So do you now...
So you kind of hear that it's a struggle to have Asian Americans or Asia come over here to America. And I kind of talked about this a little bit, and other YouTubers have too. They talked about BTS, how they had a struggle when they first came over here to America. I mean, they didn't just blow up. It took them like several years to blow up in America. I don't think people quite understand that. Not every Asian artist can come over here and just blow up like that. So I wanted to talk about why K-pop Demon Hunters it broke barriers, but you got to keep in mind who's over K-pop Demon Hunters. It's not the Koreans, it's the Americans. The Americans are over the K-pop Demon Hunters. Let's keep this 100. I don't think people quite understand that they're made by American, uh, people. Netflix is owned over here. Sony is over here in America. Sony America over here helped made this. So that's why this boosts so much and it did so well. And I'm happy for these young ladies, I'm happy that they finally were able to get the spotlight they well deserve, as well as the young men as well, everybody else in this movie as well. So keep that in mind. And I'm gonna put this link down below so you can go see it. I thought it was very interesting because I have heard of this from other Asian American people. This is what they go through. It's very hard for them to get a breakthrough in America. Now, we do have the Soulja Boys. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's Canadian born actor and singer based in South Korea, but his nationality is Canadian, Korean. So he's from Canada. So I just want you guys to keep this in mind. This is the guy who was for Abby Saja Sung Woo. I might be saying the name wrong. He is an American YouTuber, born and raised over here in America. Okay. Then you have Alan Lee. Alan Lee is over here too. Um he's from America. And they're all like late 20s, um, late, early 30s. Um, they're not old. I think Alan Lee is he the one that's it was really hard to find information over here too, but he too as well is he's he can also play, let me see. He is Taiwanese American. So very interesting. Um, then you have Joel Kim Booster. He played romance Saja. He's actually have a partner. Yes, he is gay. He's 37 years old, and I'm saying that because Korean culture, they don't really uphold LGBTQ. So over here, he's American, so LGBTQ is accepted over here in this culture. So I just want you guys to kind of like see where I'm going at. Everybody is American. Everybody's over here. I think that's why it worked. That's why it clicked for K-pop Demon Hunters. Everything is over here. Now, everybody ask me, why am I talking about K-pop Demon Hunters? I thought we were talking about Hybes. I thought we were talking about Tyla. I'm letting you see how K-pop is changing. It's no longer being controlled. Like it still is kind of still being controlled by Koreans, but you kind of see that it's shifting more and more and more over here to America and UK and Africa and even Latin America as well. It's being shifted over here, and we're kind of over it. The Americans are kind of over it. They're kind of taking the power out of the Korean hand, so to speak. That was the whole talk about K-pop Demon Hunters. If you missed it, you missed it. This guy here is the actor. He played a voice actor of Baby Saja. He was just the rapping, voice not specified. He's Korean American as well. So you see what I'm going at? Like everything is over here in America. America has that power and that dynamic. Now let's go deeper. Why is there a sudden shift to having everything over here in America? Also, I kind of talked about how the K-pop stars, they're all singing in English. They're no longer singing, they're barely even singing in their own Korean language. That's another thing too that people have been talking about on social media. I hate to do it, but we have to talk about the culture appropriation. I do think this is playing a part, and I do think that K-pop Demon Hunters is not culture appropriated. They did it the right way. They did it the correct way, and I think that's why a lot of people accepted K-pop Demon Hunters. That's why I talked about it. A lot, the blacks, the Latinos, and the whites, the Americans, everybody around the globe had loved the K-pop Demon Hunters because they love what it stands for. It gave us the Korean culture, and it showed respect to other types of music. There was no disrespect. There was no mockery. So that's why I use them as an example. They did it the right way. We have to talk about the other side of K-pop. There's a lot going on with K-pop. You got the cultural appropriation. What is cultural appropriation? It's the adoption of certain language, behavior, clothing, or tradition belonging to a minority culture or social group by a dominant culture or group in a way that is exploitative, disrespectful, or stereotypical. I do believe that this plays a huge part into why they're kind of shifting everything over here to America and they're going over there now to Africa, and also Hybes is also talking about making a group. Hybes is also talking about making a group, a Latino group. So let's keep that in mind. He has his Latino group, and I noticed now they're kind of shifting to other cultures because people been saying K-pop has been culture appropriating. Now I'm gonna play you a video from two people. One is from Angelina. Shout out to her. She talks a lot about the K-pop culture. But you see here, there's a real conversation going on about culture appropriation in K-pop. I think this is why they're shifting more and more over to here and changing it and putting more black artists or any other different races of artists inside of it, because there has been a talk about it by the black people, by the white people, and the Latino people. But let me go ahead and play this for you guys down here. I'm going to play this one, and then there's another one I'm going to play on Instagram.
The Black label have revealed the lineup for their new co-ed group, but member Tarzan is receiving backlash as netizens accuse him of cultural appropriation. They've pulled up old pictures of him, even more recent pictures of him, comments that he's left on Instagram. Some fans are even concerned about his following list, which seems to include Tory Lanez, which is leaving some fans to demand his removal from the group ahead of their debut. But what do you think of this whole situation? The Black label have revealed the lineup for their new co-ed group.
Some of you may know, some of you may not know. I'm Korean American. I was born here in the States. But let's talk about this. Is not a complicated conversation, okay? K-pop is not some isolated cultural phenomenon. It's black music and black culture. A lot of you guys have been DMing me. What do you think about K-pop? So I'm addressing it right now. It is black R&B, hip hop, pop, systemized through a Korean entertainment industry machine. Not an opinion, it's facts, okay? It's history. Let me take you to the very first K-pop group ever in 1992 called Seo and Boys, Seo Idol. If you listen to their songs, you can probably name the songs they copied. I'm gonna play for you one of their songs called Come Back Home, okay? You tell me what song it is.
Were you trying to get crazy with this shit? Don't you know I'm loco?
Now, I know Cypress Hill is more of a Latino, right, American hip hop group, but what I'm trying to explain to you is that that's what they did from the very beginning. So from the very beginning, from the very first K-pop group ever, okay, it was ambiguous, it was borrowed, it was stolen. And the framework still remains today. We have the 808s, we have the syncopation, we have the hi-hats, we have the melismas, we have the call and response, we have all of the things that black music, it's black music. And I'd also like to add that most of the K-pop hits now are being written by black writers and produced by black producers. It's not just the sound, right? Because it's the culture, it's the mannerisms, it's the hair, it's the fashion, it's the choreography, it's the slang, it's all of the things that it's taken from black culture. It did not come from Korean traditional culture. This is where I get uncomfortable talking about this, but here I am, okay? Black artists were historically marginalized. They were penalized. They were excluded because of these very things. And yet, when it comes from K-pop, it's globally accepted and it's even rewarded. What is that? That's not influence. That's racism. And as a Korean American woman working in the music industry, I want to tell Korea, like, do better. Grow up in this conversation, right? If you want to steal, if you want to take, if you're claiming that it's borrowed inspiration, then at least respect the source, at least credit it visibly. And also, let's evolve beyond imitation. Let's evolve, because it's giving cultural appropriation, not respect. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. I'm Korean American.
She said a lot. This is one of the number one things I've been hearing all year long from these past couple of years. This person here says, as someone that writes a lot of K-pop for the artists, she is 100% right. They're always asking us to reference black R&B and pop music. Wow, I did not know that. I know your pen game is strong, but I didn't know that you wrote for K-pop artists. Hats off. Keep doing your thing. Why don't y'all say no? I mean, it's money, right? But yeah, a lot of the K-pop songs are written by not just black people, but white people as well. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of the choreography is from black people as well. And some white choreographers. I think a lot of people don't know this. They don't know this at all. They're surprised. I've actually followed some people on Instagram that writes for K-pop stars, and they're not Korean. So let's keep that in mind. Also, the ones who are Korean that does write for them, they are still inspired heavily by the Black culture. So this is a talk that has been coming up, and I do think this is why the shift is leaving from Korea and they're bringing it back over here to the American culture, because technically K-pop is invented by American culture, mostly Black, and we can't just say Black too, white as well. And she even mentioned the Latino. So it plays a very big part as to why they're shifting over there to Africa. It makes a whole lot of sense. If it don't make sense to you and you're confused, I don't know why. I don't know why y'all confused on this. Now the next thing is I want to discuss is the twerking. A lot of the young women now are beginning to twerk a whole lot in K-pop. I grew up listening to K-pop. I'll be honest with you. There wasn't a lot of K-pop girls, female singers and dancers that was twerking. They were dancing a lot different back in the day. Today there is a whole lot of twerking going on in K-pop, and people are picking at them. I have seen several videos on the K-pop girls twerking, and people have been picking at them, talking about their body, body shaming them pretty much, talking about its bones being shaken. Like they don't know how to twerk. So let me play this video real quick, like for you guys. I might not play the actual audio, but just the video. Okay, so did you kind of see what the people were saying? They were saying that they don't have nothing back there, they don't have any butt, and I think a lot of people, I'm gonna say right now, I think this is a little harsh. I mean, y'all should. I mean, they are trying to have fun, but people are looking at it as a mockery. This is how they say culture appropriating, because you can't even twerk. It looked like you mocking. Like the last girl, she looked like she was mocking twerking. And there's a lot of girls who are American. There's a lot of American artists that does twerk over here that does it 10 times better than them. So it might come off like, oh, they look like they're making fun of black girls who twerk, because that's what it looks like. Like a lot of people were picking at them. I don't know if they were having fun. Probably they were just having fun and it made no harm. But things like this, and I'm gonna actually go deeper than that. There are K-pop artists that do know how to dance. I'm gonna show you one. So I just want to elaborate a little bit on this K-pop thing. So this is actually really was a this started like 6 years ago. A lot of people were discussing the K-pop dancers, twerking, and one of them was about Lisa. So somebody, this is like 6 years ago, and somebody said super thin K-pop dancers twerking is cringe and crotch thuds thrust, and said this post isn't gatekeeping who can and can't twerk. AFAIK, the spirit of twerking is about the bounce, jiggle, and showing off what you got in the trunk. The technique is there, no denying that. But I cringe when I watch some music videos watching dancers break their backs, but not a damn thing jiggles, because in K-pop, it's better to be super thin than curvy. I would think choreographers design dances that would flatter the dancers and idol strengths and assets. For men, I would say crotch thrust or crotch grabs. So many male idols seem embarrassed to do it. So why choreographers? No, this isn't true for all dancers and idols. which is true. And somebody immediately came down here and said, watching Lisa dance to Swell Up makes me very uncomfortable. I thought I was the only one. To be honest, I'll applaud her for her confidence because the choreography high key didn't look good. I kind of had secondhand embarrassment, but she looked like she was having the time of her life. So, me too. Oh my God, even though I like Blackpink. So, this is already a thing where people were already talking about the choreography for K pop stars, that they do feel like some of them, like I gave you an example earlier about K pop stars dancing, and we're going to talk about that performance. I do feel that choreography, some of it today, is setting the K-pop stars up for failure. I do believe that. So I just want to bring that out before I go further on to the performance. She was and her choreographer is black, as you can see. She knows how to dance. So that's why I said I do feel like sometimes it is a mockery, because it's like this K-pop star, she knows how to dance. She knows what she's doing. So it makes me wonder, when people are picking at these other K-pop stars, like, are they saying something? Like, I don't know. Like it just makes me wonder. Like, I don't know. Are y'all even trying to figure out how to perform? So I just want to put that out there. There is K-pop artists that does know how to perform. Another thing is it's the performance. This is another thing too that has been talked about a lot, is uh, groups like Blackpink. You got people who's literally going to the concerts, paying tickets to go see Blackpink, but they're picking at their choreographers. They say we love the messy choreography of like they're making memes of these girls. Lowest standards I've ever seen. My God. Somebody said, I love Blackpink to my core, and I kept excusing them for these performances. But then I saw Cat's Eye perform, and that's when I realized Blackpink chooses to stay at this level for their fans. This is all they are willing to give to us, and it makes me feel really sad. You know, this is what I said. Even the K-pop fans are even speaking out how the way they're giving less a performance. This even happened with the Sam Coachella performance. It was terrible.
The vocals, we don't have time. Just stop. Oh God, the vocal, I can't. I've had the vocals. Just don't sing. Just don't. If she could just not sing. Somebody give her this public announcement. Don't sing anymore, especially live. You sound shitty. Don't do that.
Now, just like everybody, I was tuned in for LeSera Films' Coachella performance to see if they could finally beat their can't sing allegations. Well, I just finished watching their entire Coachella performance, and it was an appalling vocal abomination. Words cannot describe how bad their live singing was. The amount of repulsing sounds that came out of their mouths was ridiculous. It was so bad that all I could do was laugh. This performance just confirmed that, except for Chaiwon, none of them can sing for shit. And don't get me wrong, Chaiwon had her bad moments too. She struggled along with her members. But out of all her members, she was the most stable, like they genuinely...
See the vocals, we don't have time.
But out of all her members, she was the most stable.
Out of all her vocals, she was the most stable. She was the most stable. And it just gets worse for this group. I really did feel sorry for Laserium, because one of the group members did cried, and
See the vocals, we don't.
really hard. They got a lot of backlash. A lot of backlash. There has been a talk about K-pop stars facing criticism in the U.S. due to production clashes, flat American TVs versus dynamic Korean stations, inconsistent choreography, excessive lip syncing, issues like scalping with artists like Blackpink, Aespa, and Super M drawing fire for perceived weak performance or poor concert experiences, highlighting challenges in bridge K-pop's polished ecosystem with American live broadcast standards and market demands, including high ticket prices causing fan fatigue. So if you go type in K-pop stars bad performance in America, this is actually literally a talk. And here's videos down here. I just show you two. I personally, it's hard to watch. It really is. It's embarrassing and it's hard to watch. And the fans are saying, like, no, like, y'all got to do better. They're saying Blackpink criticized for poor, inconsistent, and lackluster choreography during U.S. TV appearance in 2019. So Blackpink been doing this for a long time. I've had people drag me. I've had people talk me out, talk me out, call me out of my name. I've live streamed on Twitch before talking about things like this, and people get upset. And now, guess what? Here it is, years later in 2025, they're still doing it. Then you have a SIPA. They face scrutiny for awkward and disorganized choreography on Good Morning America, appearing less charismatic without Korean style production. Super M, their debut showcase and concerts were marred by scalping issues, excessive lip syncing, and fragmented sets. Rise, Wendy, Red Velvet experienced low ticket sales, needing heavy discounts or facing cancellation due to high prices and potentially low demand. That was another talk too. Allegedly, this is allegedly, they believe that a lot of the K-pop tickets in America were getting canceled due to this. So, in essence, while K-pop global appeal grows, bridges its highly produced Korean performance culture with American media and concert realities presence unique challenges leading to visible bad performance or disappearing fan experiences. I do believe that this is why there's a shift to K-pop Demon Hunter. I do believe that this is a reason why they're kind of shifting to Cat's Eye, the global girl group. I do believe they're shifting to Girl Set. There's also more group, like I told you, Hybes. Hybes is making a Latino boy band group. It's gonna be 5 members. It's called I think they're called the Santos Bravos. Ju Alejandro, I don't know how to pronounce it, Kau, Gabby, and Kenneth. So they're doing it. And the guy who's over Hype, he been talking about taking the K from the K-pop. So because I think a lot of people want to take it is kind of cruel, but I even said the Koreans are not even singing in Korean anymore. They're singing in English. They're rapping in English. They're trying to dance and be like the Americans. Unfortunately, the Korean, the K-pop, that's kind of like dying out. Like they're replacing it with just the pop. And you got fictional groups like K-pop Demon Hunters that's getting awards. People are upset that Cat's Eye is nominated for a Grammy. So, according to BBC News, yes, the global girl group Cat's Eye received major backlash and upset, particularly from some K-pop fans, after their nomination for Best New Artist and Best Pop Duo Group Performance for Gabriella for the 2026 Grammys, sparking debates online about the legitimacy versus established K-pop acts, generating both hate, death threats, and support for the group's success. I'm gonna be honest with you. Gabriella, it was okay. Gnarly was not really that good. It's just a rave type music. I did a reaction to it. Gnarly is just a rave type music, and it's just a fashion type song. That's all Gnarly is. But can we have a discussion about Cat's Eye's performance? So we needed to have a serious conversation about Cat's Eye, and I'm using them as an example. There was a lot of people. To let people know what's really going on. A lot of Americans love Cat's Eye, even the older ones, not just the young ones, the older ones. They are saying that Cat's Eye is going to be the next big sensation. I have Impressive here. Impressive is, a black YouTuber. She talks a lot about music. And one of the things she discussed was Cat's Eye's angers black fans. So if you want to go see the rest of her video, it's impressive. I put her name up there. You can type it in, go see for yourself. But a lot of Americans were talking about this.
Pop girl group called Cat's Eye. I found out about them. They actually were put together on this Netflix show called Dream Academy. And these girls are some stars. Now, recently, they actually performed at Lollapalooza. They weren't even headliners, but they drew in a very huge crowd. And these girls can really perform. They're one of the best performing girl groups that I've seen. in some time. I like Flow as well. I think they are very talented, but they are more of a vocal girl group, whereas Cat's Eye are dancers. They kind of remind me of, maybe I would say, the Pussycat Dolls meets Fifth Harmony. That's kind of what they give me, but I could tell they really trained these girls. They really put on a show, and I could see them going very far. I can. And I'm noticing a resurgence of girl groups and boy groups. Netflix does have a show called Building the Band, and they put several different bands together. I think they put like 6 new bands. Also, Candy Burris put together a girl group called Siren as well, and these girls can sing. So I think it's cool to see a resurgence of groups coming out in the West. But I think the one thing these labels have to know how to do is really market these groups, because marketing a group is not always easy. There's a lot of work and investment that has to go into pushing a group. But I think it's working for Cat's Eye because they are building their fan base, especially here in America. They've done a great job building their fan base here. Not to mention, they're constantly putting out content to promote themselves. And also, they are a multiracial girl group, so they appeal to various different cultures. They also have the backing from major labels, and they also have benefited from that whole K-pop infrastructure as well. That has really given them a boost. They do have a foreign international market that they could tap into. So I think that's going to really help drive them to success. I really do. Now, there is an interesting discourse going on about Cat's Eye, and some people feel like their label Hybes is paying the media to praise Cat's Eye over another girl group called Blackpink. Now, Blackpink is a popular K-pop group, and they have been the biggest girl group in the last decade since Little Mix and Fifth Harmony. But Blackpink has been getting some negative press lately over their lazy and uncoordinated performances. Also, there was that whole scandal where the members were using the N-word during their audition tapes. So Blackpink has turned a lot of people off, and it seems like some people are starting to get more into Cat's Eye because Cat's Eye hasn't been caught up in any controversy, and also they actually do put effort in their performances. Now, there was an actress named Sophia Wiley who praised Cat's Eye, but some people felt like she also shaded Blackpink.
I love Cat's Eye. I watch every one of their videos. They just performed at Lollapalooza. My girls are going crazy. And Blackpink, I love you. Even though you're giving us nothing right now, I love you still. Always.
Now, Sophia was getting tons of backlash from Blackpink fans. They were calling her all types of names. They were insulting her. They also were insulting one of the members from Cat's Eye named Sophia because Sophia liked this video of the actress Sophia Wiley praising her group. So the Blackpink fans, also called the Blinks, were flooding her comment section and just going in on her. I mean, the K-pop fandom is nothing to play with, but honestly, I do think the fans are low-key triggered at the comparisons between Cat's Eye and Blackpink. Blackpink doesn't have the showmanship or the talent that Cat's Eye has. I think the only thing Blackpink has is the hype. They have the machine behind them that can make them seem bigger and better than they are. But when you really look at it, they are a mediocre girl group. I haven't been impressed with them, but people seem to love them. So as long as they have a fan base that are willing to buy what they're selling, they'll be all right. But honestly, I think people should probably keep an eye out for Cat's Eye because I could see them being the next big thing. But anyway, tell me what y'all think about this video down below. Please like.
So this is why I think there's a shift. There's a shift to come more global, to promote more global groups, to promote more American, UK. I have heard of Flow. I do like Flow, and I've been saying this for years. I said that there's a lot of mediocrity in some K-pop groups. Not all, but in some K-pop groups. You know, we can talk about Twice. You know, Twice was also dragged for having a poor performance at the Victoria's Secret. So, I'm sorry, but Cat's Eye have the whole package. They just need better songs. Cat's Eye just need better songs. But there is a discussion about girl groups, mainly girl groups. And they're talking mainly about the K-pop girl groups. A lot of people are shifting. And I'm one of those people, ever since New Jeans been having them issues, because I did highlight New Jeans a lot. But unfortunately, I don't think they're going to be able to bounce back. So I kind of started shifting, and a lot of people are not paying attention to XG. And I do like XG. That is a J-pop group. But a lot of people are shifting back. Ever since they seen Cat's Eye, it's a shift back, coming back over here to American music. And I'm just gonna say this: the K-pop stars made this easy. They literally did made this easy because I just explained why. Before I go, I want to say this. I forgot to mention this. So one of the question was why are the K-pop labels coming over here? Why are they expanding? It's to tap into the world's largest music market, which is USA, leverage huge uh, digitally native fan base, especially Gen Z, gain global prestige, making it big in the US equals massive success, and find new revenue streams, often by creating hybrid groups or partner with US companies to overcome language barriers and integrate into Western pop culture. And this video down here, Idol Dynasty, they kind of talk about it. Um, I don't know why they would use the word conquer. You guys are, that's why I kind of explained how it is becoming westernized, and a lot of people have talked about it. I don't think that K-pop is conquering. I think they are achieving certain goals that they want, which is to expand, to make more money. You got to keep in mind this is all about making money. These big, elites, they're all about making money. These global K these I mean excuse me these K-pop companies, they want to make more money. They also want to have longevity. They also want their K-pop artists to have longevity. The only way they can do this is to really work with a lot of the American artists, American industry, entertainment. But they are gonna have to put, like I state, that's why I use, Cat's Eye as an example. They are gonna have to put different races of people in there to make sure that it keeps growing, it keeps expanding. But it tells you, if you just type in why are K-pop labels going to America, the AI will give you an overview, and they're going to give you like key reasons for this, for the expansion. And it talks down here about market size and profitability, global validation, digital fan base, post BTS blueprint, strategic partnership, export oriented industry, artist development, overcoming barriers. This video down here, I love Derek DB. I'm actually sub to him. He's cool. He kind of talks about this a little bit in his video, and it said in the essence, K-pop labels are treating the U.S. as a crucial, lucrative frontier, mirroring the country's own growth from a niche interest to a global phenomenon. And I will have to say, I know a lot of people say it started with BTS, but it didn't really start with them. I feel like it started with Psy. I really do believe that Psy broke that barrier first, and he did it the right way. And he did a culture appropriation. I mean, a culture appreciation. Excuse me. He really did have a lot of respect for the culture because, like I stated, he did came over to America and he paid his respects and homage to MC Hammer. If y'all did not know, he was influenced by MC Hammer. He even had MC Hammer came on stage and perform with him on Gangnam Style. They mixed Too Legit. I think it was Too Legit to Quit. One of those songs, one of MC Hammer songs with Gangnam Style. So I want to bring that out. He was heavily influenced and he brought him out on stage, so he did it the right way. So I just want to bring that out. Not all, the K-pop stars are a culture appropriating. Some of them do, and I did show it. Some of them do a culture appreciation. It's a difference. So I want to bring that out. By the end of the day, these K-pop labels wants to make money, and Hybe and JYP is doing it. I wonder if other K-pop labels are gonna start coming over here to having their own labels too in America. We shall see in the future. But back to the original video. So when I see Hybe doing this with Tyla, they're saying that this is the first African. They're gonna do more. They're gonna explain. They're gonna expand more and more into other cultures besides Korean, and they're going to promote and push other type of music because there's a lot of backlash going on K-pop. I have not even touched the surface of plastic surgery. I'm not even going to even discuss that because I've told people I don't like discussing plastic surgery because you're talking about people body parts. I really don't want to get into that, but that's a whole nother discussion about, the Korean beauty standards. A lot of people are touchy about the Korean beauty standards. That's a whole nother topic that I have talked about on this channel. I have touched on those subjects before on this channel. So the Korean beauty standards is way too high. It's way too high for even the Koreans themselves to keep up, even the Korean artists themselves and entertainers to keep up with. So it's a lot of things that is changing, and you need to be keeping up with what's going on in music in general. Things are changing. People want music that they can see themselves in. They want group members that's going to be irrelevant. They also want to see artists that shows respect to everybody, to all the cultures. So Tyler right now is, even despite where that colorism, when she called herself a colored person, a lot of people black didn't like that. But to me, I'm black. I still do like Tyler. That's what they call themselves in South Africa. Like I said, I did a breakdown on that on my other channel, MJ's Nia. I'll put the link down below on that because I don't know how long this video is. It's probably very, very long. But I know a lot of people's going to be upset with this video, but I had to make a video on all the changes and everything that's going on with K-pop. It seems like K-pop is losing that K. I'm just saying. And I'm not the one who said it. It's your own people who's doing this. It's not us. Your own people is doing this, and don't put the blame on on your international fans. This is your own K-pop labels are doing this to you guys over there. Um, if y'all had done it the right way, the better way, this they wouldn't be going to all the way to get African artists. They're going to get Latino artists and American artists and et cetera, et cetera. I can keep going on for hours and talk about it. But let me know what you think down below in the comment area. But as for now, I'll see y'all later. Peace.